All right, let's talk about something that is set to completely redefine our workplaces in 2026. And no, we're not talking about just another app or a new piece of software. We're talking about Agentic AI, your newest coworker. And this one is smart, fast, and totally unpredictable.
So let's really get into this. For the past couple of years, AI has been, our creative sidekick, our brainstorming partner. But 2026, that's when everything changes. We're moving from an AI that just gives us suggestions to an AI that's a decision maker. It's not just helping us do the work anymore. It's an active member of the team that actually does the work.
And that right there is the big looming question, isn't it? Agentic AI has this incredible, almost limitless potential to solve problems and automate things we never thought possible. But, and this is a huge but, it has zero human judgment, no gut feeling. It has all the confidence in the world, but not always the competence to back it up. So what happens when we hand over the keys to the kingdom?
Okay, to really wrap our heads around what's coming, we have to be super clear on our terms. Because the AI we've gotten used to is a completely different animal from the AI that's about to be onboarded onto our teams. This isn't just a simple software update, it's a whole new ballgame.
First up, we've got Generative AI. You know this stuff. This is your Chat GPT. Think of it as a really good creative assistant. You give it a command, it spits out an email, an image, a chunk of code. It's amazing, but it's totally reactive. It sits there and waits for you to tell it what to do. And then there's Agentic AI. This is a whole different beast. You don't give this thing a specific task. You give it a high-level goal, and it figures out how to get there all by itself. It plans, it acts, it executes. It's not an assistant, it's an autonomous doer. So let's just boil it down to the absolute crucial difference. Generative AI is the assistant you hand tasks to. Agentic AI is the employee you give goals to. See the shift? One reacts to your prompts, the other acts on objectives. We're making a leap from a tool that helps us get work done to a teammate that works with us, and honestly a lot of times, for us.
And this is how it all works under the hood. It's this constant, never-ending loop. First, it perceives what's going on around it, just pulling in data from all over. Then it starts reasoning, trying to make sense of it all. From there, it makes a plan, breaking down the big goal into smaller, manageable steps. Then comes the action. It actually goes out and uses the tools it needs to get the job done. But here's the magic ingredient. It learns. It looks at the results and updates itself so it can do better next time. It's this cycle that makes it so powerful and so autonomous.
Okay, enough with the theory. What does this actually mean for your career? For my career, we're talking about a new coworker showing up in your Slack channel, sitting at the virtual desk right next to you.
Just let that sink in for a second. This prediction from Professor Amit Joshi is absolutely staggering. We are talking about a workforce where digital agents literally outnumber human beings, taking on a huge chunk of the day-to-day execution and data crunching.
And that, of course, has some very real and maybe a little scary consequences. For years, we've all talked about whether AI would replace managers. Well, according to Professor Michael Wade, 2026 is the year it gets real. Those jobs that are all about passing information up and down the chain, they are facing a serious squeeze.
And here's why. A lot of those shrinking roles are basically human APIs. They take info from one department, process it, and hand it off to another. That is exactly what Agentic AI is designed to do, but way faster. So the skills that are in demand are shifting. We're moving away from narrow specialists and toward what you might call T-shaped leaders, people who have deep knowledge in one area but can also connect the dots across the entire business. The manager's job is becoming less about supervising people and more about orchestrating this new hybrid team of humans and AI agents. You're not just a boss anymore, you're a player coach.
But, and this is a big but, hiring this new wave of digital employees comes with some serious risks. Just like any new hire, they're gonna make mistakes. The problem is, an AI's mistakes can happen at a scale and speed that is almost impossible for us to even comprehend, let alone control. This is what Dan Graves calls a helpful disaster. The AI isn't going to be evil or malicious. It'll be trying its very best to do its job, but it will do so with a catastrophic lack of real-world common sense. Imagine telling an agent to improve a piece of software. Its most logical conclusion might be to delete the whole thing and start from scratch. It's following your instructions perfectly, but in a way that no human ever would.
And make no mistake, these errors are not rare. Not at all. Even our absolute best, most advanced AI models have what's called a hallucination rate of over 15%.
That means they make up plausible sounding but completely wrong information more than 1 out of every 7 times.
So why does this happen? Well, the biggest culprit by far is the data it was trained on. It's got gaps, it's got biases, some of it's just plain old on. But a huge part of the problem is the AI's own design. It's built to sound confident and fluent, not to say, hey, you know what? I don't actually know the answer to that.
And it gets worse than just simple mistakes. We're talking about major security risks. You've got prompt injection, which is basically just tricking an AI agent into breaking its own safety rules to do something harmful. Then there's data poisoning, where someone corrupts its training data to create hidden backdoors. And because these things can actually execute code, a malicious output could cause a total system meltdown.
So with all this potential for chaos, what do? Well, we need a brand new rulebook. We need a new kind of HR department, a new management playbook built from the ground up for an autonomous digital workforce.
And this is a massive headache for tech leaders. The old tools we have for managing who has access to what, they just can't keep up. I mean, how are you supposed to govern thousands of AI agents that can pop into existence, access hundreds of different services, do a job for 5 minutes, and then just disappear? The biggest roadblock to AI adoption in 2026 isn't going to be the tech. It's going to be our ability to control it.
And look, the regulators are not waiting around. This isn't some far-off, distant problem. The EU AI Act is already rolling out. By the middle of 2026, most AI systems are going to have to comply with a whole new set of rules, creating some very urgent deadlines for anyone doing business in Europe.
And this brings us to the million-dollar question, maybe the trillion-dollar question, that nobody has a clear answer to yet. When an AI agent leaks a bunch of confidential data or breaks a major regulation, who's on the hook? Who gets sued? This huge legal gray area is pushing the entire industry toward a new field called AI assurance, where third-party auditors will have to come in and certify that an AI system is actually safe and trustworthy.
So, after all of that, the workforce disruption, the operational risk, the regulatory nightmares, we have to ask the big bottom-line question. Is this all worth it? Is this new hire actually going to be worth the cost?
The era of just experimenting with AI for the sake of it is officially over. In 2026, the CFOs are stepping in and they're asking a very simple question. What is the return on this massive investment? They want to see a real, measurable impact on the profit and loss statement, and they want to see it in a few months, not a few years.
And all of this intense scrutiny is leading to a major hype correction. Forrester is predicting that companies are going to delay about a quarter of their planned AI spending. Why? Because the gap between what the vendors are promising and the messy, expensive reality of actually implementing this stuff, well, that gap is getting wider.
So here's the big takeaway. Agentic AI isn't some sci-fi concept anymore. It's here. It's ready to be onboarded. It has the potential to be the most productive member of your team, but whether it succeeds or fails, that depends entirely on us. The technology is ready to go. The real question is, are we? Are we ready to build the new rules, the new skills, and the new culture needed to manage it?